Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Sade. Thank y'all for joining me for our astrology talk. For today, we are diving into what it means when you have the sun in the sign of Taurus. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite placements. I love all the signs, all the signs have great things to offer, but this is definitely one of my favorite sun signs, probably because I'm a Taurus rising, so I definitely understand these folks a lot. Taurus sun folks, definitely what I will say, no one cares about money and resources more than a Taurus, okay? Taurus folks are ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty, the planet of pleasure, and the planet of balance and harmony in relationships. Venus is also the planet of collecting goods that make us feel good. And when you have the sign of Taurus, which is also fixed in nature, so very steadfast, and Taurus comes after the sign of Aries. Aries is cardinal, so it's the initiator of change, the initiator of action. Taurus then comes after Aries and says, okay, I'm going to take all of the change that Aries just made and I'm going to keep everything sustainable. And that's the energy of Taurus. And if you have any people in your life that have Taurus energy, you know that they are very dependable, very responsible, and very present. They are always there. That's one thing I love about the Taurus energy is the loyalty and the just devotion that they have to the people that they love. Now, of course, this is not all Taurus people, but this is just the energy that Taurus embodies. Taurus is also feminine and it's earth. So these are folks that like to collect and possess the pleasures of earth, which are the things that they can enjoy with their five senses, which is smell, sight, hearing, taste, as well as touch. These folks are the pleasure seeking people. They enjoy things that make them feel comfortable. They enjoy things that help them to enjoy life and just live a life of luxury. Taurus and Libra, I would say, are definitely the life of luxury folks. And this is why for Taurus, it can be very hard for them to change because if their life is already bringing them comfort, then they don't really see the point in doing something that's going to bring them discomfort, especially if they don't know what that change can do to their life. They would rather stay in something, and these folks, especially if they're in relationships, they will stay in something that might not even be that might not even be the healthiest, but it's because they know and they don't know what can happen if they leave that relationship. They will stay in that relationship and really try to make it work. These folks, especially Taurus and Leo, I would say, are the hardest to move and change when it comes to what they believe brings them stability. Taurus cares a lot about being stable, and they view being stable as having resources. This is probably one of the most resourceful signs, as well as Libra, because of that Venus energy. And they are all about what they value. So if they value nice clothes, they're going to spend money on their clothes. And they're going to spend money on quality. They don't mind dropping a lot of money because they understand the importance of quality. And because they like to collect and hold on to things, they know that things with good quality are going to last long. So they won't have to change and buy something different later because they know that they have something of quality. And this is the same way that they view their relationships. These are people that love to be in relationships because they're very sensual. They enjoy being touched, they enjoy loving on their partner. When they're with someone, they can be very on them because it's not because they want to control them, but they just really enjoy that person and they want to share what they enjoy with that person. One thing I love about Taurus energy is how patient they are because they represent the bull. And when you think about the bull likes to just kind of sit and be and loathe. But it is really until you poke them. And a Taurus is going to give you some time to poke them. They might notice it the first time. And I definitely resonate with this as a Taurus rising. I'm going to be patient with you to see how far you're going to take things. But once you push a Taurus past their boundaries and their limits, their anger can be just as explosive as Aries. It's just that Aries will be quick to initiate that anger and quick to let it go. Taurus is letting it build. It's been building for months, it's been building for years. But once a Taurus is has lost their patience and lost their tolerance, it is very hard for that person to even bring you back in their life, honestly. Once a Taurus, because a Taurus is so patient, and this is why I love this energy, because they really like to hold space for people and to give people a lot of chances. It's that Venus in them. But once they feel taken advantage of, which is very common for Taurus sun folks to feel taken advantage of, because they move with that Venusian energy of wanting harmony and wanting balance in their relationships, that sometimes they can be willing to go against themselves for the sake of others. So once they start to feel taken advantage of, and if they've been jaded from being taken advantage of from people in the past, nope, they are steadfast about cutting you out of their life and pretending as if you don't even exist. Okay? Because again, it's earth. So once you get that coldness of earth, it's going to be fixed. And when they're done, they're done. Now, something to keep in mind with having your sun in the sign of Taurus, the sun does not like to be, or let me rephrase this. The sun prefers to be in energetic signs. So the sun is vitality, it's life, it's where we get our energy from, our excitement. And the sun loves to be in the sign of Aries, as well as Leo or Sagittarius. Why? Because those are all fire signs. Now, the sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. So when you have the sun in Taurus, which is ruled by the opposite planet of Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Taurus is ruled by Venus. The sun has a hard time here. And the reason being is because the sun likes to shine. The sun likes to be creative, be independent. Taurus can be very fixed on safety. And if they don't feel safe, which is usually going to stem from their resources, then they are not going to allow that full expression of themselves, which is that Venusian artistic. Another thing to note, people that have Taurus in their sun, moon, or rising, these folks have very beautiful voices. Taurus rules the throat. I have met plenty of Taurus moon people as well as Taurus sun that are singers. And a singer that has an amazing voice is Adele, who's also a Taurus. And I mean, we just know that Adele's voice is amazing and beautiful. But these folks are known to have singing voices, and especially because it's ruled by Venus, be lovers of music. But back to what I was talking about with the sun being in the sign of Taurus. The sun likes to shine. So when Taurus does not feel safe, they do not allow that full expression of themselves. So they spend a lot of time trying to find safety, which means that they spend a lot of time working and caring about money. And they have to work on realizing that money brings value, but money isn't the only value you have. There are so many things beyond the world than just money. These are people that, Taurus folk, they can be scam artists. They can work in finance. Like, they care about resources. No one cares about money more than Taurus folk, I swear. And maybe Scorpio, but definitely Taurus. And because the sun is in Taurus, the sun doesn't really get to shine because Taurus is so concerned about collecting, possessing, feeling safe, and making money. So a lot of times these people can spend most of their time working hard so that they can continue to have this life of luxury. And they have to work more on realizing that your worth and your value comes beyond just having the possessions around you. So Taurus sun folks also have a difficult time with this placement because it's in Venus. Venus likes to take care of everybody. The sun is exalted in Aries. Aries is about I am. So Taurus can sometimes put so many other people before themselves. It's very normal to have Taurus folk that are taking care of everybody. They're the responsible ones, just like Capricorn. And the sun doesn't really get to be in that powerful, artistic, creative, and just vibrant energy because Taurus can be so fixed on safety, making sure everyone is good, and then tending to the inner needs of themselves last. So this is something to consider when you have the sun in Taurus. Now, with working with your sun in Taurus, you also want to notice, where's your Venus? And I said this in my Aries video as well, because if you are a person that has the sun in Taurus, but you don't feel that you exude yourself with that Taurus energy, it could also be that maybe your Venus is not in a Venusian sign. Maybe your Venus might be in the sign of Capricorn, right? So if your Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, or maybe if your Venus is in the sign of Aquarius, then you're not going to really give off that Venusian energy. even though your sun might be in the sign of Taurus. So you always want to check to see where your planet ruler is placed. So if you are a Taurus sun and your Venus is in Cancer, beautiful. You are definitely going to exude yourself loving partnership, loving nourishing others, and being very artistic, especially if you have it in that water energy. Final thing about Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by the bull and it's fixed, these folks take a lot of time to initiate change and a lot of time to act and go after things that they want. And this is another reason why the sun has a hard time being here, because the sun likes to act. Taurus likes to attract. So a Taurus person might think something in their head and think that they're doing something because they're thinking about it in their head, but they are not actively moving towards it because the Venus energy of Taurus wants to attract. It wants to be passive, and Taurus is also feminine. So this is another reason why the sun can have a little bit of difficulty here, but definitely check to see where your Mars is. If you are someone that feels like it does take you some time to really act on the things that you want and you're a Taurus sun, check in to see where your Mars is, because that can help you to see, okay, if I'm a Taurus sun, but I have my Mars in Cancer, let's say, then you definitely have to work a little bit harder on knowing what you want and feeling confident to go after it, even though you might not know what's to come. Because remember, Taurus likes safety. So if they don't know that they're going to be safe from that action, it is very paralyzing for them to take an action, especially if they don't know if they are going to feel safe. But in any case, love, love, love this sign. This is all I have for the sun in the sign of Taurus. Let me know if this resonates with you and how you have been moving with this Taurus energy and with your sun being in the sign of Taurus. And also, happy, happy birthday to all Taurians out there. This is your season, and have fun. And I will see y'all for our next video.